Hey, this is Sports Chat with Greg and Bryan. And I'm Bryan.
I'm Greg.
And the NBA Finals ended, what day? Did it end Sunday or Monday? It ended Sunday.
No.
Yes? No?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was
No.
Sunday. Because the
No, because
hockey,
hockey ended Sunday.
okay, so the
I think it ended
NBA
Saturday,
ended on Saturday. All
I
right.
believe.
So it's been a few days. We're going to do a little bit of a review of the NBA Finals here. And if you like what we talk about, please click the like button. And as always, if you feel so moved and you like the content, you like what we do, hit the subscribe button.
Brian, I'm going to go out on a limb.
Okay.
We're going to get to 40.
Eventually.
Well, I'm not putting like a date
maybe,
on it, but
maybe next year.
but we're getting to 40
Yes.
because we hit 30
40.
already. We're
That's
past
right.
30, Brian.
We're just
We're
sailing
moving.
upwards.
That was a big week for us, Brian. So we're going to talk a little NBA Finals. Brian, can I ask you a question before we
Yes.
get into this?
Mm-hmm.
No, wait. I'll wait till the very end.
All
I'll
right.
wait till the very end after
You can
something.
ask me.
I'll wait till the end. But let's get together. Let's figure out what we got going on here with the NBA Finals.
Right.
Success comes from knowing that you did your best to become the best you are capable of being.
No, becoming.
Becoming.
That's a little bit of a redundancy, don't you think? I
Well,
mean,
it's
that's
John
kind of a
Wooden.
lot of circular logic
It was
there.
probably when he was in his older days when he probably had somebody else actually coaching the team. That was John Wooden.
So why didn't he just say success comes from knowing that you have become the best you can become?
Success comes from knowing that you did your best to become the best that you are capable of becoming.
So in other words, you did the best you could to become the best you could.
To become. John Wooden played mind games with anybody. The late great Walton.
Okay. I read John Wooden's autobiography, and he's a great coach. He did all kinds of great things. I admire the dude. I wish I had his coaching, his coaching acumen. But the one thing I will say, what makes great coaches?
Great players.
Right, exactly.
But bad coaches can screw up great players. Seriously. But we're going to get into this, Brian. Here we go.
Okay. So
what happened here, Brian?
Well, the Knicks won 4 games, the Spurs won 1, and there you go. That's all she wrote.
You know,
nice.
when the Spurs won their game in New York, I'm like, man, this might be a tight one.
Yeah.
First, actually, the main reason why I said this might be a tight one, because somebody in this room jumped on the Knicks bandwagon.
I didn't have any other teams.
It scared the daylights out of you.
I didn't have any other teams to pick.
Well, yeah.
But I legitimately thought the Knicks were going to win. It wasn't like I was just going, okay, woo, yeah, Knicks. No, I thought the Knicks at that point, they had gone through everybody, and everybody I thought would beat them, they beat. And they didn't just beat them by a little bit; they beat them down hard.
Mm-hmm.
So what's not.
But in every single one of these games, the Knicks, they were losing.
Right.
I think they were losing every game by at least 10 points at some point in time as well.
Well, I know.
Well, the last two for sure.
Yeah, game 4 they're down 29, which is just.
Then obviously the third game
and then that in the fourth game, and then the fifth game, I know that at the end of the first quarter they were down by like 13.
I was watching that game and they were definitely down double digits at the very beginning of the first quarter.
Yeah.
So it's like they needed to wake up and play.
Either that or they just waited for the Spurs to screw up.
It's like a jockey holding their horse way back to let everybody else get tired.
So now this is after game 3, the last time that we broached this topic, I had the free throw things up, and it looked like the Spurs were taking more free throws than the Knicks. But if you add all this up, when everything is said and done, it came out to being pretty close to the same.
So that's a very it's a great stat. Free throws percentage typically will help win games, but it also can be manipulated. When you call a foul, so in some games that they lost, or the game that they lost, I think Anthony, one of their star players, got in foul trouble early.
Right.
So you get 2 fouls when the game's tight in the early parts, that will affect the rest of the game. Whereas if you get 2 fouls at the very end of the game, big deal, right? Because you're hacking, you're doing a lot of different things.
But that's not what this is about.
But you're talking about it is exactly what you're talking about,
No.
because you're talking about the total number of fouls equals out. What I'm saying is it's more important on when those fouls are called than how many are called.
Okay. Well, my issue with this is more the points scored from the free throw line. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not worried about the number of fouls. It's how many points did the other team score? That's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
And
once again, I still think that there is some fallacy to that. Based on, you could score more points at the free throw line, you could be down by 30.
yeah, and that's what happened in the first game.
Right.
Right. And you're right that is the case. But that's when I was looking at it. That's how I perceived it and how I looked at it was okay. The points that are scored off of this.
It is interesting after the Knicks coach kind of moaned and groaned and brought it up after, I think that was definitely after game 2, but probably after game 3.
Yes, it was after. Yeah, it was one of those games.
Right. And look at what happened.
Yeah, the Knicks started getting more.
They got 8 more the fourth game, and they got 9 more the next game. Whereas they were down 10, down 6, down 14, right?
No, down 10.
Are you talking total free throws? Total free throws. Is that foul? Those are free throw shots, right?
Yeah, it's free throw attempts.
Right. So 18, 21, 22, 28, 28. Those are the free throw attempts, right?
Correct.
I'm not worried about the made because that's the player's fault. That's not the ref's fault. Right? Yeah. I mean, they were down 14 in the first game. Free throws.
Right.
And then they were down 6 free throws.
Right. And then they're down 10.
And then they're down 10. So, I mean, down 30 free throws, right?
Right.
Then all of a sudden they're up 8.
So it's minus
9.
22 and then minus 13. But that's a lot closer than the trajectory of what it had been.
Yeah, after the complaint.
Right. So anyway, but I put that up because we had talked about it after game 3, and I thought, well, then let's continue this and see, what it's all about. And,
but I think I even said it after that free throws are very important, but it also matters when you get them.
Yeah. Okay.
At least fouls. And how many of those were off of technicals?
I have no idea. And then
turnovers.
Yeah.
Is total turnovers? This is not point off.
Total turnovers. It's just a turnovers and number in each game. And you can see, I mean, it's negligible in games 4 and 5. Game 3, the one game that the Spurs won, the Knicks, there's a great discrepancy in the number of turnovers, where it wasn't, the rest of the games it wasn't that.
Well, it was 7 in game 1, it was 4 in game 2, and it was 5 in game 3. So the worst game was game 1.
Right.
Right.
And the Knicks won.
Well, yeah, the only game they lost was game 3, right?
Right.
And they did have, but it's kind of 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They got it straight.
Well, had it been 14, 15, yes, it would have been.
Listen, man, when the cards get dealt out, it doesn't matter if you get the ace on the first card or the last card. It's still a royal flush, all right? Okay,
unfortunately, though, these were played in a specific order. So you can't flip and flat.
I think the refs are like, dude, we need a 14 today.
Yeah, you can't mix and match.
Come on, man. Flow with me, Brian.
So anyway, but I just think that's interesting. Games 1 and 2, the Spurs turned the ball over more, and they lost those 2 games at home. And then the rest of the games, the Knicks turned the ball over more, even though game 5 is really not that big of a deal.
You typically don't win if you turn the ball over.
I just had put up there that we had covered this before, so I just wanted to make sure that we finished it up. That was all.
By the way, especially in like game 4, right? When they won because of a tip-in. That was that was like a 1-point game, if I remember correctly, right? Let's go back. You had the scores up here here, right? Yeah. And that was, you know what was going to frustrate every coach on that one?
They didn't box out.
Yeah. Now, this guy, by the way, came from nowhere.
Right.
And the ball happened to bounce his way.
And he just managed to.
And he just happened to be there, I think. But, but they didn't box him out.
Right. No, I'm with you 100%. Okay. So these were the statistics that I brought up at the beginning of this. I said, okay, these are the things that matter. And effective field goal percentage, that takes into account the 3-point shots and all of that. And just you look at it, it's like, okay, the Knicks were plus 2.8 on that, which the differential in that situation, they're going to do better. They just are. Defensive rebounding, I mean, it's 1 rebound per game. It's negligible, but how many of those games came up to 1 point? Maybe that
only
was
one.
Maybe that was the difference.
Only one. And 1 rebounding was that. It'd be interesting if they had 1 offensive. Was it offensive rebound?
No, this is just defensive rebounding. Yeah. Then turnover percentage is, I mean, that's about the same. It's not that big of a deal. And then finally, the net rating.
It's half of a turnover, so it's 1 point.
Yeah, you're right. And then net rating, obviously, it's going to be higher for the Knicks because they scored more points over the course of the series than the Spurs did.
Well, obviously they won 4. I mean, it would have to been a blowout in Game 3 if they're not to, right? All right, now we're going to have to listen to something that.
I'm sorry. The Spurs, even though those guys are fantastic athletes, psychologically and physiologically, their brains have not fully formed. They are not going to make the best decisions because their brains just aren't there yet.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Prophet. If I had time, I would have put a picture up of the very first predictions of who you had playing in the finals and who you had winning. I believe somebody on this side of the room said the Knicks were going to win it all at the very beginning, before the playoffs even started. So who is the prophet? That's all I have to say.
I'll have to go back and look. I'll go back, and if you said that,
I guarantee you I said the Knicks were going to win from the very beginning.
I know you picked them. Okay, yes, you did pick them. I was just trying to think, did you pick them for that series, or did you pick them from the very beginning?
I'm 95% positive I said they're going to win it all, because I like to say
I'll
the
go back
Knicks.
and I'll look. And I'll make sure that we give you props in the next time that we get together and do this.
Because I was very nervous about when you jumped on the bandwagon in the finals. I'm like, oh, great, now they're going to lose. And they did. They freaking lost Game 3.
But they still won. I mean,
yeah, because they're they're better prepared.
My point was, but it's not that it's not that I predicted the Knicks would win or whatever. My point was simply that when it came to decision making, because their brains are not fully formed, that they are not going to make the best decisions. And you and I talked about this a while back, off camera. And I brought up the fact, I said, that one game, Game 4, the Spurs are up by 29 points. And they kept launching 3 after 3. They would get the ball, bring it down in 5 seconds, take a shot, and they gave the Knicks more time and everything else. Well, what was that other than simply bad decision making?
I think the coach should have pulled everybody out and put the last 5 players on the bench on for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, yeah. And then when they lose, it becomes, okay, what an idiot this guy is because he pulled everybody off the bench. The thing
but to sit there and do nothing?
Well, but he may have talked to his guys.
He
may have said, look, don't launch threes. Take the ball down the court. Let's burn some clock. But sports are ultimately about what the players do, not what the coach says. And they get into
the coach has the ultimate authority to stop that guy from playing.
You're right.
Okay.
And then he's going to catch a ration of crap for taking Wembayama out and having him sit on the bench for 3 or 4 minutes while he gets his head straight. And the Spurs blow. The lead goes from 20 to 10 while Wembayama is on the bench.
Well, look, a coach is never going to be in a good position when their team blows a 29-point lead.
No.
Right?
Never.
And the crazy thing is the players, I mean, I will say, I think, I didn't hear the player, but I think one of the players said it's on us.
I think they all pretty much said it was on them.
I didn't see much of the stuff afterwards. And you know,
they all acknowledged the fact that, hey, you know what? We did this.
This wouldn't happen during, the Lakers era, Phil,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
But my point simply is that because they lacked experience, because their brains weren't fully formed, they were young, everything else, that when that time came, they were going to make bad decisions. And they did. That's all.
Michael Jordan's quote says, I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something. But what I cannot accept is not trying.
I agree.
I don't think wasn't that they weren't trying, other than the fact that
nobody said they weren't trying.
No, I know, but mentally, I think they were.
I think they were completely trying, even mentally.
I don't know if they're completely trying mentally. They thought the ball was going to drop like it did in the first half, in the second half.
But that's still in their head. They got vapor lock. They just got locked into place and they couldn't get out of that.
That's thinking. Where the coach has to come in and say, look, I think you need you to sit for 3 minutes to get your head on your shoulders right. Hmm. That's what I think. I mean, you're a good coach.
So Wemby, after, what did he say?
Jared Lacey, athletic. Every team you face so far, you guys always found a way to get over the top eventually. What did you learn about how hard it is to win the finals against this Knicks team, where they kept coming up with answers? Brunson just could always score no matter what in the end.
I learned one of many things I learned is the margin of error is very, very thin. Our domination stints are absolute. We absolutely dominated for most of the series. But our errors, our mistakes, are punished so hard that we can't have ups and downs like this so much, you know. The ups are okay, the downs, it's the reason we lost.
Okay. So what that, again, and it just gets back to the idea that he's talking about making mistakes, mm-hmm. and the ups and downs. Mm-hmm. You think the Knicks didn't get down on themselves a little bit for being in the positions that they were in those games? Well, they probably did, but the other part of their brain is going, just keep playing. We know that we can do this. Just keep playing. And so that's experience.
I think coaches also will say, look, they're not going to keep scoring at that rate. If we keep playing our game, they're not going to, and that's what happened. And then all of a sudden it just snowballs into this. We can't, if that bucket was 45 feet wide, we wouldn't make it, right? Because their brain is now they're, like you said, they're, vapor lock. But, the thing is, and I don't want to say, well, they'll be back there, because I just look at Dan Marino.
Yeah, that's it.
When he lost to the second greatest quarterback ever.
So one of the things that, and it's a long story. He said to a French reporter in that same interview, he said this, obviously we weren't ready. I wasn't ready to win a ring. Mm-hmm. It's obvious. Mm-hmm. We don't lack talent. We don't lack capacity. It's just we made too many mistakes. I make too many mistakes. Again, that's youth. At least he's able to acknowledge it and say, okay, it was on me. I made mistakes, and that's what cost us.
That happens in every level of every sport.
He's old enough to say, he's at least self-aware enough to say, I made mistakes. I blew it. I did this stuff. But when the time came and he had to actually do it on the court, mm-hmm. he couldn't see it, right? He couldn't grasp what was going on.
Yeah.
Will he be better about it next time? Yeah, without a doubt.
Well, he could be.
One hopes that he learns from his lesson.
There is a doubt. Because I mean, once again, I'll bring up Dan Marino. Okay. I'll bring up a golf. Phil Mickelson, my second favorite player.
Okay.
Okay. Never won the U.S. Open.
All right.
He lost the U.S. Open the year before Payne Stewart died. Okay. His wife was giving birth to his first child. He still played. He lost by one stroke when Payne Stewart made a miraculous putt. Okay. Payne Stewart looked him in the face and said, "You're going to be a dad. You will win this at one point in time."
Okay.
I think he finished second 6 times.
All right.
He never could get over the hurdle of winning the U.S. Open. He had a mental block of winning that U.S. Open because it's the one thing that he needed to get the Grand Slam.
Okay. But does he say, my brain wouldn't let me do it?
Phil would never say that.
Okay. My point, the whole thing that all I'm saying about this is that he says, I wasn't ready to win a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I read into that and I say, I'm too young because I don't have the experience yet. However, I made a lot of mistakes. And that right there is self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the ability to say, okay, I did this stuff. I can do it better. I know I can do it better.
Absolutely.
Next time. And that's what I would look for. And that's why when I look at this guy, if they can keep the 3 of those guys together,
mm-hmm.
they'll be back. Because it just doesn't make any sense that they wouldn't be. I mean, it may not be next year, but because they're all going to need to get a little bit older, a little bit wiser, but they'll be back. And the next time it happens, they're going to go, remember when we were up by 29 and we lost? Yeah, let's not let that happen again. What did we do wrong? What did we do right? And they'll fix it.
I hope so. I hope they do.
I completely believe that.
I hope they do. The field goal kicker for the Buffalo Bills never fixed it.
Well, but that's okay. Yeah. But that's Scott Norwood, but that's,
the curse of Scott Norwood.
It's a different story. All right. So
I hope they do because first of all, I respect what he said because most of those guys, not most of them, I don't want to. There's a lot of guys that would come in and say, they would say things that it wasn't their fault.
Right. No.
And I don't.
And he's owning it. That's great.
And he's awesome. Honest about it.
Right. And
you know what? I'm going to step back real quick. One of the greatest players ever to play the game, Mr. Tim Duncan, he's still involved in the Spurs.
Right.
And I guarantee you, Mr. Tim Duncan is a very humble person. I guarantee you, Wemby is getting some of that from Tim Duncan.
Maybe.
I think that would be my I don't know Wemby from a hole in the wall. Yeah. I don't know how what club teams he played for or any of that stuff.
He's French.
Yeah. He still played club.
He played somewhere.
He played somewhere. Nobody just said, "Oh my God, that guy."
He's 7 feet 6.
7 feet 6. Well, they may have. I mean,
he's tall. Let's let him play. Okay, you can play in the NBA.
I mean,
I just wanted to make sure.
You wanted to make sure that
you gave the Knicks some love. All hail the Knicks. They won. Congratulations. They deserve it.
Not that it's all about Greg. I mean,
in this one, though, it is.
It should have been under somewhere on there that this was Greg's pick. I mean,
I thought that we had already established that, but I
was hoping it was given to be like on a sheet of paper, like under the Knicks. Greg picked the Knicks or something like that, right? I mean, the Knicks should throw me one of those rings or something like that, man. I picked them. The Knicks, baby. All right.
And yes, it is all about you, though. You did pick them from the very beginning.
I don't know if it's all about me, but a certain part of it's about me.
All right. Hey, if you liked going through that retrospective of the NBA Finals with Greg and me, please click the like button. And if you like what we do on the channel, please subscribe. We'd appreciate that. We do get kind of long-winded.
Sorry. We might edit some of this out.
Yeah, but
we like talking to each other.
Yeah. Anyway, you figure after 50 years, I just look at him,
you think you've already talked about everything, right?
Look at him, give him the finger, but
Oh, he has. I won't tell you about being hit in the back of the head with a surfboard.
Hey, you have, and we're not going to talk about that.
Maybe we will on another one.
Okay.
All right,
We'll
whole
talk
different
about
thing.
that
But
at some other
anyway,
point.
thanks a lot for watching. Like and subscribe. Give us a little love. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good one.